Okay, this is Orlando Wilson, and in this video slash podcast, I'm going to talk about a news incident that happened in the last few days. And that's the UFC fighter Conor McGregor has been accused of raping a lady in Miami. And a few people's reached out to me on this because there's a few questions involved in the case. I've been involved in the international investigations, close protection business now for almost 35 years. So people wanted my opinion on things and what I thought happened. You know what? I don't know what happened. Even though I lived in South Florida for 18 years, I never went to, I think it's the Miami Arena. I generally stayed away from that type of thing. And I've got no idea what happened, but I'll give my opinions on what news has been put out there. One thing in particular that came out today. You know what? Being in the executive protection, close protection business, to me, and I tell my clients, my students, one of the biggest threats to them is not so much the threat from physical assault, it's threats to their reputation, etc., threats of extortion. If you read a lot of my articles, books, I go on quite a bit about honey traps. That's where a man can be entrapped by a woman or a woman entrapped by a man and extorted, blackmailed, etc. Did this happen in this case? I've got no idea. I'm just reading the news reports like everybody else. But if McGregor did rape this woman, I'm sure the Miami police will do a thorough investigation. And if he's found guilty, he deserves to be thrown in jail. I have zero tolerance, to get it straight from the start, I have zero tolerance for rapists, etc. I think castrating them should be the start of their punishment. Anyway, back to this case. There's something popped up on one of the local news channels, Local 10. And apparently they got text messages from the lady that was allegedly raped. And apparently, from what I understand and what I read and what I heard and saw, she was in a gent's toilet with McGregor. Why? And there was a security guard outside the door. Okay, why? What woman is going to put themselves in that situation? Who knows? But there's a question mark. What also initially raised a question in my mind, excuse me, was this alleged rape victim was messaging one of McGregor's security team, or one of the security guards that was with McGregor. I don't think he has dedicated close protection, executive protection. Was messaging one of the guards with McGregor. Okay, how did this lady get hold of the guard's phone number? Well, apparently she knew him. How did she know him? And how did she end up in a toilet cubicle or in a gent's toilet with McGregor with the guards to that side? To me, there's big question marks. I understand what things are like in Miami just a little bit because I lived there in that area, South Florida, for 18 years. Just in the last few days, over in Sunny Isles, which is in South Florida, I think one of Floyd Mayweather's relatives was at a nightclub, took two women home with him, and this person lost a $300,000 gold chain to start with. There was another report I threw out recently at another nightclub, gents club, strip bar. Some stripper took some guy in the last few days for $60,000 plus, got him drunk, ripped his credit cards, etc. And that's just the BS. That's just these type of incidents that's actually making the news out of South Florida. So I'm sure Miami-Dade police, or whichever Metro-Dade, whoever's dealing with this case, will take it very seriously because it's very high profile. And if McGregor is guilty of rape, I hope they throw the book in. But I'm also sure they'll be looking at other angles in this. And as with all high net worth, high profile people, there is always the risk of them being set up for a honey trap, setting up to be scammed, etc. And if you're in the executive protection, close protection business, and you're dealing with clients like McGregor, which seems to be, how can I put, very much a danger to himself, that you can try and educate these clients, or at least try to minimize the risk to these clients from them doing themselves a lot of harm and causing themselves a lot of trouble. But I'm sure it'll be interesting to see what the outcome of this case is. And as I said, if he's guilty of rape, I hope they throw the book at him. If he's been set up, then I hope it's rectified properly. And it's a long shot, but I hope the lady's held accountable. But that's a long shot. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, follow me along on social media for more. We're going to be throwing more stuff on current affairs and current news events that affect the investigation, security business, etc., close protection business. So follow me along on social media. And again, check out our content check out my books on Amazon and the other content we got on the blogs. In the meantime, be good, stay safe, and stay out of trouble. And remember, don't go putting yourself in situations that can literally come around and kick you in the ass. And if you're working with clients, if you're in the close protection business, executive protection business, try and educate your clients not to get themselves into too much trouble.